Wheat School on RealAgriculture.com is brought to you by Syngenta Canada, Alberta Wheat Commission, and C&M Seeds.
Peter Johnson, RealAgriculture.com, at Wheat Pete, and we're here at the Farm Smart Conference 2017. Just an amazing amount of way cool information and such a treasure. We have David Shortall with us. He's from Ireland. He's a Cargill agronomist. He works out of both Alliston and Mount Albert. And so what an opportunity to get to talk to an Irish wheat agronomist, because over there they can grow real wheat, right? Like here we just play with it. So welcome, David.
Thanks, Peter.
Yeah, excellent.
Great to be here.
So can you tell us just a little bit in terms of, you've been in Ontario for 16 months now, and so does the Ontario wheat grower have a chance against the Irish wheat grower?
Well, first of all, Peter, I think I'd have to disagree with you. I think we're in the presence of real wheat growers here in Ontario.
I like it, yes!
Yes, we have higher wheat yields, but you can produce wheat more efficiently with more profit.
Cool. So run through that a little bit. Where are the biggest differences? Because you definitely get higher wheat yields than we do,
Absolutely,
right?
Absolutely. But I'm not sure if you've heard this before, Peter, but bigger isn't always better. So what I would say to that is, and that was my presentation today, was what it was about, was yes, we have higher yields, but we have and are using much higher amounts of nitrogen. We have major issues with disease levels in Ireland. And we are using 2 to 3 growth regulators to try and manage the nitrogen that we're putting on, but also maximize the yield that we're also getting. Here in Ontario, there is a unique opportunity for profit and to grow wheat profitably and efficiently. This year, in a case study that I did comparing an Irish wheat farm to a Canadian or Ontario farm that was growing wheat, the cost per bushel of production was $3.06 for the farmer here in Ontario versus $4.52 for the farmer in Ireland.
And the farmer in Ireland obviously gets a lot more per bushel when he sells his wheat.
No, actually, as it happens this year, a very interesting fact, we both the Irish farmer and the Ontario farmer got the exact same price for the wheat.
Wow, so his cost of production, $4.52, we're at $3.06. So,
yep.
So you're telling me that the Ontario wheat grower is just a way more profitable
Absolutely.
than the other. I wish you could convince the average Ontario grower.
Well, that's what I'm here for, Peter.
Yeah,
that's what I'm here for.
I like it. That's awesome. So from that perspective, how much nitrogen do you use? How many times do you go through with fungicides? What's the comparison? And where would you push the Ontario wheat grower to do better?
Yeah, so I think there is areas where we can definitely improve. Back home, what we are doing is typically 220 pounds of nitrogen.
Wow, yep.
A lot of nitrogen. And that's typically in 3 splits. Typically, the first one is growth stage 30, the second one at second node, and the last one is at flag leaf. Here in Ontario, we have the unique opportunity to increase wheat yields by increasing the amount of nitrogen that we are typically using and also adding in sulfur, because you're going to see a major benefit and a major efficiency factor from adding in that extra sulfur.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm with you. Yep.
Right now, we are using 4 fungicides back home.
Yep.
With multiple modes of action. We are sometimes putting in up to 3 fungicides into one tank to ensure that we don't get resistance. And there is an opportunity there with the Ontario grower that is now doing 1 fungicide to move to 2 fungicides. A T1 and a T3 application needs to be our standard practice. Mm-hmm. And in a very high yielding situation where we have high levels of disease in a wet season, we could even possibly think about a T2 application of flag leaf. And the reason for that being is your T2 application or your flag leaf will contribute 45% of your total wheat yield.
Yeah, and so you'd push growers out maybe to look at 3 fungicides and probably do a plot, right? You'd just to make sure that
yep,
worked.
Absolutely.
And on the nitrogen front, we're not going to 220, but you'd maybe push them if they're at 120 to push them to 135 or 140 to try out those little bit higher wheat yields.
Absolutely. With growers I worked with this year, what we did was we did 2 different programs. On our higher yielding sites, we pushed them to 135 pounds. On our lower yielding sites, we left it at 120 pounds of actual nitrogen. So it's about managing the capabilities of your farm and managing the capabilities of your wheat.
Yeah, and so at the end of the day, the Ontario wheat grower doing a good job or a poor job of managing his wheat compared to the Irish grower? Where is he at?
I would say that the Ontario wheat grower is way ahead of the Irish wheat grower. Right now, there was 192% better profit from growing wheat in Ontario in 2016 than there was in Ireland. But 2016 can't be the exception to the rule. 2016 has to be the new benchmark for wheat yield here in Ontario. And we have to keep pushing, guys, with more efficient use of nitrogen, more nitrogen per acre, adding in sulphur, and thinking about that extra fungicide as well.
Awesome. So you heard it here first, folks. Like, the Ontario grower is an excellent wheat manager. I like that story, David, absolutely. I still think that we need to continue to ramp up that bar, but keep managing your wheat and keep making money out of it, because that's what it's all about. Peter Johnson, RealAgriculture.com.